In today's video, we're taking some really ugly 12 by 12 paper out of my paper pad and changing it. And we are also taking one 12 by 12 piece of paper and using the whole piece to come up with the items that we can use in our junk journal. Stay tuned. Hi everybody, it's Julie and I'm here with Stash Buster Sunday, where we are busting our stash of 12 by 12 paper pads or 12 by 12 papers. I'm actually doing paper pads because I have 162 of them in the closet that need to be used up. So I'm going to be using the Gather, Maggie Holmes Gather. I'm using that in my Scrap Buster junk journal for the challenge. And so I thought one of the things is, now I don't think this is ugly paper, but it's not a piece of paper that is on the top of my list of things to use. So there's actually two of them in here. I'm going to take those out. We're going to do something with those. Okay, so I really like these strips. So I want to try and be careful to not rip them, so that I'm going to keep both of the strips. Okay, so we are going to do a couple of things to hopefully make this 12 by 12 paper more usable for me, okay, for this particular journal. And so this one really wants to come out and see you. It is tissue paper that was a gift. You see, actually Tom did this. He even had a beautiful bow made out of tissue paper on one of my Christmas gifts. So I thought we could go ahead and possibly just change this up, okay? So of course we could do a variety of things to it, but I think it's going to be easier to just go ahead and put a top on a glue, and we're just going to change the paper. Okay, so by adding the tissue. Okay, so I'm going to do about 1/3 to 1/2 of this, and I'll put some of the tissue down, and then just like I do the covers, okay? So just like I do the covers, I want to get any big pieces off, and we'll go ahead and start with this. Now I am okay with the wrinkles, so I'm just putting it on there. Okay, you can see that the orange paper is showing through, and that is what we're getting. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next area, and I do want to get my glue up as close to the edge of where we were as I can, and all the way to the end. Okay. I really like this. This is one of my favorite features of this glue, is this bottom piece. Okay. Roll it over, lay it down, pull it back. I tried to stay so that it would be ready to work, but okay. So have you done something like this? Just pour it on, put a piece of tissue paper right over the top of some ugly paper. So we are to use ugly paper somewhere in our journal and show what we did to make it usable. So that's going. It's done. Okay, I'm going to put a top on this one because, you know, we don't need to be here all day. So we'll go ahead and use the new one. Okay. So I have Cornish game hen refrigerator soup on the stove. Because friend brought us Cornish game hens, and I needed to clean out some stuff out of the refrigerator. So I made Cornish game hen refrigerator soup. Okay, so then I'm going to check my edges here, and looks like this one's pretty good. Okay, we're good. I think we're good. And then we need to go ahead and trim all the way around this. Trim, 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 trim. And we have a beautiful paper, 12 by 12 paper that I think I can use in this journal now. So I don't have a full page of this left. So I'm thinking that I probably need to do something different. But we'll go ahead and start with, oh, we don't need to end up with any blue on this. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start with one of the pieces that was still left on that tissue. We could go ahead and take out all the pieces of, you know, and put them on here scrap style, you know, like collaging. And maybe we'll do that. Yeah, I think we'll do something different. Okay, so we have this little piece. I'm going to go ahead and put this on like this. Whoa, big wrinkle. Oh well. Be careful in that corner. That's the corner that I messed up last time. Okay. Go ahead and cut that down. Okay. And we can save these to use in other parts of the journal because then they'll help it to be cohesive. We still have a lot of things to do for this journal. Okay, so there, that gives me that. You could just leave it at that. Okay. I'm thinking it might be kind of fun to put I have the large tags. I think I'll think about that. Okay, so we have the other tissue that we've been using. What is this going to look like if we put some of this on here? Yeah, you'll still see through it. Okay. Maybe go in that direction. Okay, so go ahead and we'll start with this. So start with this edge. Well, and you know, tissue paper is awesome to put over the top of like book paper and music paper. I just had an idea, you guys. Something else that we have. I put it in the little box. We have our little piece of napkin. Okay, I'm going to put that down here. Okay, and with that, I have opened up a whole different area. I have a doily. I think we'll put that down last. Let's go ahead and grab our tissue paper. Might be more fun to have it a little crinkly. Better hurry though, because it's going to dry. And you're going to be really disappointed, Julie. Okay. So we have that. And, oh, we have that's going to need a new set of glue. So let's go ahead and give it across the edge, across the edge. Try to cut it as fast as I can. Okay. And remember, this is all your own preference. I like the wrinkles, okay? And I call this dry decoupaging. I don't want to lose my bird. Okay. Now, one of the things you can do is pull along the wetness usually, like that. Okay, I don't want to lose That ain't working. Be careful. Okay, so that gives me a variety of pieces. So this is changing your paper, and then just come back in and trim it. Okay, so we used some recycled. We used Celebration, which is the napkins. Okay, so that's a couple of our things that we have to use. Okay. Oh, I like it. And I think this is going to go really well with our journal that we are making. So, okay. So that's that. And so last week we I don't know if we have any more in here that we'll just do a wooden one. Okay. We'll be able to save the unicorn. I'll actually put that in my unicorn drawer. Okay. So another thing that I do like to do is I like to use items that I have and trace them. If you have an envelope punch board, you can make these with your envelope punch board. But I like to use the file index cards in my journal. Oops, I almost forgot. I wanted to actually make a file. Oops. Okay. My journal this time is a little bit thicker, so I can go ahead and do this. So remember, we're trying to come up with ideas, things that we can make and use up 12 by 12 papers from our paper pad. Okay, so one thing is covering our ugly paper with pretty tissue paper. Sewing pattern paper. Okay. Go straight. And it's about using up the paper. So we're gonna come up with a plan that we can do with a sheet of paper and using up as much of it as we can. Okay. So again, if you had an envelope punch board, you could go ahead and make this using that. Okay, I am gonna go ahead and round this corner. And the one behind it. Okay, now you know on a regular file folder it'll come and it might be lower, so you can do that if you want. And I'm going to go ahead and I am going to do that, and I am going to use it like this, and now I have either a border or I have a pocket. Okay, or you can, you know, if you're doing this, you can go ahead and leave it as it was. Okay, but I kind of like this idea, and so I am going to commit and I'm going to close it. Okay, commit and close it. There we go. Okay, how long is this? This one's 8 inches, so this will fit in your 8.5, and mine is 9, so I should even be able to fit this into something. Okay, so using this file folder, let me just tell you, give you dimensions if you wanted to make one. 5 by 8, and then where the tab is 5 and 5 3/8. Okay. Okay, so this is what we have left. We have this little piece. Now these make great flip-ins or tip-ins or whatever. Some things that you want to put into your journal. You can go ahead and fold this. One of the things that looks really cool is to take it and make it look like a tag. I am going to cut... I don't have... Is my book here? My book is here. Okay. I haven't dissected my book yet. So, yeah. So it's a little long from my book. So I am going to go ahead and trim about a 1/2 inch off, and then I'm going to turn it into like a tag. Okay, so there you go. So, and then this can just go in the journal somewhere, and the one other thing is that I do want to do is I'll go ahead and give it. So if you're not sure where your hole is supposed to be, if you just go ahead, give it a little pinch, and that will give you a line, and you still might be off. I still might be off. Okay, so there is a large tag, and of course it could, you know, it can either go in the journal and be bound at the edge here, which is what I think I want to do with it, or and then we can put pretty things in hanging off. And if you know that you're using Dollar Tree lace, just go, or this is the small lace. Do one with Dollar Tree and one with the small. You could use your fabrics that you're using. I like to use the lace because I could also come back and put a charm hanging off the lace. Okay, and I know you guys are looking for ways to have less bulk. If you go ahead and staple your tops like this, instead of tying them in a knot, you'll have much less bulk. Okay, so we have these two pieces here, and they are 1 inch. Just happen to be 1 inch. Okay, and so I am going to go ahead and fold and fold. Okay, and then I'm going to cut. Okay, so fold and cut, and fold the other way. Fold the other way. Okay, and then if you have in your stash a tracing wheel, you can use your tracing wheel to perforate and make it look like ticket. Okay, so perforated there. Your tracing wheel, that I have that old one, which is really cool, but you might have one that looks like this. You might be going, what the heck is that for? But literally, then you can come back and it is perforated. So another thing that I like to do with these, to turn them into tickets, is to just come back in with my handy dandy paper punch here. And this is the 5/16 one. It does a really nice job of this. Okay. So I made 3 tickets, and we can go ahead and make tickets with the other side as well. Oops, that one's a little off. And so from a piece of paper pad, we made either a file folder, and you can leave it big, or you can go ahead and fold it and have this little area here that then we can come and put a journaling card or something in. You have space for writing here. It could also be, you know, you could put a fabric flip here. Would be kind of cool. You know, just there's lots of things that you could do there. Actually, it would be kind of cool on here. Or that might make a nice pocket. What do you think? I think it would make a nice pocket. And it would get it off my desk. Woohoo! I'm all for getting things off my desk, and I love pockets, and I cannot lie. So I'm going to put the glue on the fabric. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead, put the glue on the fabric all the way around the 3 sides. And that will give us a nice fabric pocket. And then I'm going to go ahead and just lay it on here. And start at the outside and move in. Putting it down. Okay. And that is a beautiful addition to this. The other thing that's really cool is you have all this room. So if you have, you know, maybe not this big, but something kind of large, you can go ahead and put it in here. As a matter of fact, I am going to come back and add another line. That will just make this a better pocket for something like that. Okay, because on the other side I have a border tuck, so I think it would be better to have, I think we did good on this. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we have our little file folder with the border tuck in here. We've added the fabric there. From the pieces that were left over, we made this tag. Now remember, this can come in, now this won't sit here, but it can sit in a pocket. You can go ahead and fill this with papers. You might have some ledger papers that are left over from something else. They're a little bit big. Let's go ahead and fold these up. Okay, there. Okay, but we can cut that down, but then you could have a little notebook is another choice using this, okay? But the idea being that you take that 12 by 12 piece of paper, you're able to make a file folder, you're able to make a folded tag, you're able to make 2 sets of 3 tickets, and you know, I like to make the paper clips out of tickets. So if I was going to do that, then I would go ahead, leave this open, fold it, and then do my punches after I've folded it. Okay, but now you can come back and stamp on these tickets, all kinds of things. So I think this is really cool. Which one is your favorite? We do have a few little pieces left. These would be great embellishments on some of the things that we've been making. You could go ahead and use them. As a matter of fact, we're going to, just so that we don't have them hanging around, we're going to go ahead and it's kind of going to be a belly band pocket thing. Okay, so there to there and there to there. Okay, and then that will hold something inside there. And I have all this digital kit that I'll be using, so. Okay, there we go. Using up our 12 by 12 paper pad. That was only one piece, but it gives us another set of items that we can make out of one piece of 12 by 12 paper pad. So you put all of the things that we've been making together and figure out how many pages we've used up. I'm going to do a journal that has all of the things that I've been making on Sundays, and see what we end up with. Okay, so it'll have the waterfalls, it'll have those pages that we cut out in the beginning when we did the cut up the 4 pages. It'll have the daisy and the envelope, just all the different things. I think it's going to be, that will be a lot of fun. So here, if we go ahead and do it like this, there you go. And if you end up with one a little wonky, just okay, there we go, and there we go. Which one's your favorite? I really like doing the file folder. I think that'll be really cool. If you cut it down a little bit, you can fit it into a pocket where you use the two papers together, and you can insert it in there. And don't forget, we also changed some ugly paper. So we got to come up with some ways of using these. I mean, obviously we can make some great envelopes out of them, great pages out of them. So we will see. We could go ahead and do the file folder thing and the tag and have that as some fun things. What do you think? So I hope you enjoyed Stash Buster Sunday, and I hope you have an amazing day. Find something to celebrate every day. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. And we have the Stash Buster Sunday series playlist is up here, along with last week's waterfall. Have a great day. Bye. Bye-bye. I'll see you tomorrow.